Kahala, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, the Chadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to Akim doing his work in truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth. All right, we're going to do this lesson. Okay, breaking news. As you see, Al Jazeera, breaking news. All right, the war is not over. You know, 'cause Esau playing this game, he doing this market manipulation game. All right, and it's just it is way too profitable. You know, it's way too profitable. Not to take advantage. All right, of these dumbass Babylonians. That still believe in the continuance of this kingdom. The continuance of America. So that's why Esau played this game where he go up and down in the markets, go up and down in the oil price. He's skimming off the top. Big profits, man. Every time oil go up and down, he's on every side of the exchange. Okay, they say that like $1 billion, shorted oil 30 minutes right before Trump gave his ceasefire declaration, man. You know, so hey, they rigging the shit out of the market, man. All right, and they getting whatever they can up out of it. Mainly from the little man, from the small guy. All the way up until this war gets more climatic. Okay, and that's what it's all about. It's all about draining. All right, the American people draining you Babylonians. Okay, whether it's in your supermarket, it's at the gas pump, it's with your taxes. All right, all these fucking fees and shit, and all these this property taxes and shit. They want to squeeze the American people as much as they can, man. All right, before this economic collapse. You know, before things get absolutely bad, they want to drain the system. All right, for as much as they can. You know, I've been I've been trying to play the little market and shit. But you don't really know, how manipulated it is until you put your money in it. And then when you put your money in it and you start doing the research and you're looking at the news and you're looking at the market, that's when you start realizing, oh yeah, this is a rigged game, man. This is a fucking con game. Niggas be trying to act like it's such a mystery to Wall Street, all right, and how to put your bets in on the stocks and all this shit. And at the end of the day, it's nothing but a bunch of fucking manipulation, man. At the end of the day, you know, they do that shit to con you people, man. Con you, even you businesses, smaller businesses and shit, that ain't in the know. They the ones that get fucked over. Your 401k get fucked over. You know, your pension get fucked over. You know, based on these damn lies, man. All right. It's like let me mute real quick. So like it. They got Michael Moore. He made a movie called Capitalism, a Love Story. And it was a pretty good movie. Going into how Esau, pretty much sapped the wealth out of all of America. All right, and the so-called common man. You know, and when it came to Wall Street, he was asking all them fucking bankers and shit. You know, well, how do you make your money? What is the mathematics of the stocks? How do you make as much as you can? How do you benefit? you know. And at the end of the day, man, them Edomites, man, them motherfuckers like, well, it's really no way to really tell. It's really nothing to it, you know, because it's all fucking rigged, man. It ain't no fucking algorithm. Well, it's an algorithm, but you ain't part of the algorithm, unless you in the know, you know. And that shit is, hey, that's supposed to be a federal crime, to manipulate the market. Your ass supposed to be getting arrested, and hauled off. All right, but they allowing that shit to go on. Okay. So, let me show you on Al Jazeera. Okay, the war is back on. I know motherfuckers was excited, cheering and shit, thinking that this shit is over. The oil went down, the market went green, and the men that's following this thing, the men of the Lord that's following this thing, we know it was bullshit. Babylon saying one thing, and you got Iran saying a totally other thing, you know, and that shit was happening continually. And then Esau wanted to provoke it, even more after they had some sort of a ceasefire, which only lasted what, a week, and wanted to set up their own blockade. Why the hell are you setting up a blockade and Iran already got a blockade, but y'all say y'all got a ceasefire? You know, it's a lot. I got these damn fruit flies, man. Don't leave no lemons out. You know, get a freaking fruit flies every goddamn where. Salakia. I'm going to say breaking. Iranian forces launched drones toward U.S. warships following an attack on Iranian commercial ships in the Sea of Oman, Iranian media reports. Okay, so do that sound like a ceasefire? Do that sound like peace? Do that sound like a deal is being made? Absolutely not. Okay? See what some of these comments say. F around and find out, Iran. Get in trouble. Okay, so send your child over there. Send them over there to Iran then. All you Edomites talking big and bad. All right. Babylon has lifted the restrictions on war. Okay, so you can take your old ass to war at the age of 42 now. Okay, just like over there in Ukraine, where they still snatching people up for that great sacrifice. Okay, so go ahead and go register at your local mall or where they be at mall. The motherfuckers be they own offices and shit now. Go to a recruitment center, all right, and go fight for your country. You know, stop posting online. Get out there one time. Like Jake say, get out there one time. Get you the gun and get to work. That dude, that one comedian, the dark skinned Jake, he did a comedian on YNs getting drafted. And in the military, the YNs cussing and shit and calling them twin and shit and being rebellious. That shit ain't gonna happen. When you YNs get shipped over there, all right, you go to the military, your ass is gonna be in fucking order. All right, they gonna send your ass to the goddamn brig. All right, or them Edomites might put your ass in a ditch out there. Ain't gonna be no damn rebellion in the military. Fucking with Esau. You must be out your damn mind, man. But you niggas all gonna go. Okay? It say Iran confirms, and then that show you that the whole world is moving under the vibe. Well, not but they know. What I'm saying. They can be. They're in touch with what the men of the Lord are saying, because we was the main ones saying, yeah, Esau gonna send you YNs to war, man. We was the ones saying that. All right. The men on the highways and byways, the apostles and elders. Well, nobody's saying that. Before this skirmish kicked up with Iran, we were saying that. Now Jacob's following along with what the men of the Lord saying, man. But in their minds, they still got optimism. Oh, this is just a skit. This ain't gonna really happen. We're just making a little funny skit. No, that shit is gonna happen. You're gonna get drafted. Okay? What? Come on, bro. Bro, Esau do shit ahead. All right. Esau ain't just doing shit on the fly. Sometimes he'll do shit, on the fly. But for the most part, all this shit is premeditated, man. How they say premeditated murder. Okay, that's why he making these laws to get your ass drafted automatically. It don't matter if you go to your high school and do it. It don't matter if you go do it, to vote or get your driver's license. You automatically, okay, it's a lock here. I know they could be kind of annoying, but shit, they gotta go. You know, and so it's automatic now. And that's a big deal, man. That ain't just no fucking coincidence. Only an idiot would think that's a coincidence. Well, that's just part of the, they just change it. No, nigga. It's because they about to send your ass to war, man. Okay? They're about to send your ass to the Middle East, all right, to die. All right, and it's prophesied to happen. All right, for you to go to that valley of Yahweh Shaphat, all right, the valley of judgment. Okay? Iran confirms interdiction. Seizure of Iranian vessels says will retaliate soon. Yeah, and that was the retaliation. Okay, because I guess their vessel got seized, so they sent some drones. You know, now we got Salakia. Now we got more news. This is a good channel to follow, Al Jazeera, because they post everything that happened. It's an update. Minute by minute. It say Israeli army says image showing soldier smashing Jesus statue in southern Lebanon is authentic. Okay, and I don't know what the hell are they saying that the Israelis did it. Or they saying the Lebanese did it. If they tell, hold up. I guess they saying that they did it. Which hey, you already know that image is gonna be of a Edomite. It's gonna be Cedric Borgia. All right, it's a rabbits. You know, it really don't matter. That shit don't matter at all. That's an idol. They just destroyed the idol. But that'll get people upset. All right, because you destroyed sweet Jesus in Lebanon. So this is the one of the main ones I wanted to get. Uh, where the hell is it at? Now they saying they say Iran's FM Abbas Ar Aragchi and his Pakistani counterparts have affirmed the continuation of talks between Tehran and the U.S. aimed at preserving peace and security in the region. But you got two different rulerships, over there in Iran. So you got the Iranian government, then you got the IRGJC, I think it's called, the Islamic Republic of Iran, and they don't always go for what the Iranian government go for, you know. You see, right now they can say they having talks, but nigga, you shooting missiles at each other, you shooting drones at each other, you know. So you can't take what these fucking leaders say, man. You know, we're gonna go into the scripture. The Most High control these leaders. These leaders ain't got no fucking control. Of course they want peace. You know, as Iranians. But nigga, it ain't bro. It ain't it ain't time for peace. All right. Esau pulled your card. All right, and he ready to go for war. And ultimately, it's the Most High doing it. Okay. Where's that at, man? I just seen it. It was saying that it ain't no peace talks. Now they took it off. Okay, that's what it was. It was on another channel. That's what it was. It was on the Bricks channel.